Hello and welcome. This video tutorial is going to demonstrate how to download and install the text editor Brackets. As noted on its homepage, Brackets is a modern open source text editor that understands web design. Some of the features that Brackets offers are its inline editors, live preview, and preprocessor support. After you download and install Brackets, let's add some of the popular extensions that are listed in this column. Okay, back at the top of the page, I'm going to go ahead and click on this button, Download Brackets. I'm going to go ahead and save this file. Now that it is finished downloading, I'm going to go ahead and minimize my screen. Brackets is on my desktop, and I'm going to go ahead and double click on this. I'm going to go ahead and put this in my program files, and I'm going to go ahead and say Next. And install. The software will take a few short minutes to install, so just be patient. I'm going to click Finish. I'm going to go ahead and search for Brackets, and I'm going to go ahead and double click on this to launch it. I'm going to right click, and I'm just going to go ahead and pin this program to my taskbar. Alright, so I now have Brackets open. These first two files that are listed on the left hand side, index.html and main CSS, these are what come with the program when I loaded it. So this is a way for you to read what is Brackets and to get some additional information about the software. Over on the right hand side is this like little lightning bolt, and if you hover over it, it will say Live Preview. And this is how we will be able to view our files in a browser. Below this is this little, looks like a Lego block, and it's called the Extension Manager. This is where we're going to go ahead and be able to add extensions to improve our software. Now I'm going to go back to my browser, and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom here, and here are some of the popular extensions. And if I hover over the name, you can see there's a link so that we could read about this extension that we are going to go ahead and install. So I'm just going to click on Emmet. And it says Emmet is a web developer's toolkit that can greatly improve your HTML and CSS workflow. And here would be the documentation for Emmet. I can also select this clone or download button to receive a zip file. I'm just going to go ahead and close this. Alright, so let's go ahead and install Emmet. And I'm going to click on this little icon on the right hand side that says Extension Manager. Now I can either drag the .zip file here or install it from the URL, or I can just search. I'm going to wait for this to load, and I'm going to type in Emmet, E-M-M-E-T. And you can see it comes up right here. It's the second one down, and I'm going to go ahead and say Install. And I'm going to say Close. I'm also going to look for spell checker, so I'm going to type in spell check. And there are two that come up. One is from 2018 and one is from 2015. I think I'm going to go ahead and use Alice spell checking and install. And I'm going to download the dictionaries. I'm going to say Close. And I'm going to type in indent guides. And I'm going to install. And I'm going to close. So I recommend that you come in here and you look at the popular extensions and determine which ones that you would like to utilize for your workflow. All right, so you may be asking, well, now how do I start my own project? Well, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to minimize the software here. I'm going to minimize my browser, and I'm going to just create a new folder on my desktop. Now, your desktop probably isn't the best place to work from, so determine where you would like to store your files. But I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to create a new folder. Now, that new folder name could be the name of a project that you're working on, or the name of a book that you are working through the exercise files, or the name of a class that you're taking. So I'm going to just use the name of the class that I am teaching, and it's CIS 152. And I'm going to select Enter. I'm going to go back into brackets, and I'm going to say File, Open Folder. I'm going to go to my desktop, look for CIS 152. I'm going to select that folder, and now I have a folder that I'm working in. I'm going to right-click in this area right here, this dark gray area. I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to now create a new file. The first file that I'm going to create is going to be called template.html. I'm going to hit Enter. Now, there's nothing in this file at the present time. Now, I can go ahead and type in all the doc type information, but since I've installed Emmet, which you can see right here is now up in my menu bar at the top, I'm going to go ahead and just use the shortcodes that come with Emmet. And the first one to create the doc type and all of the HTML markup for a beginning file is going to be the exclamation point and then the tab key. And voila, all of the doc type, the head section, the beginning body section, and the HTML is now included in my template HTML file. One thing I did want to point out, if you would like to change your theme, you can go under View, Themes. My font is a little bit too small, so I'm going to change this to 16 points. You can also change your theme color to either dark or light. I'm going to stay with light because it translates better when I'm creating videos. You can also change your font family. I'm going to leave everything else alone. I'm going to say Done. All right, so this is how you would download and install brackets